Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 2 and my name is Nur Aziza and my friends Siti Fatima and Itarima Monica. I would like to present about the principle of language assessment. Principle to design a good test. There are 5 criteria for testing a test: practicality, reliability, validity, authenticity, and respect. An effective test is practical. There are 4 effective test. Is not excessively expensive, stay within appropriate time contrast, is relatively easy to administer, and has a scoring or evaluation procedure that is specific and time efficient. Maksudnya adalah tes efektif yang praktis itu tes tidak terlalu mahal dan terjangkau sesuai batasan waktu yang tepat, kemudian mudah dalam mengelola tes, kemudian prosedur penyekoran atau evaluasi yang spesifik dan hemat waktu. Kemudian sebuah tes yang tidak perlu mahal itu atau praktis contohnya atas kemampuan bahasa yang menggunakan lebih banyak waktu dan uang tidak diperlukan. Tetapi yang diperlukan dalam tes harus terencana agar tercapainya tujuan. Kemudian tes yang mempunyai banyak peserta tapi hanya segelintir penguji atau guru hanya beberapa saja untuk mengevaluasi siswa itu tidak praktis. Hanya beberapa menit saja waktu yang dibutuhkan. Kemudian practicality is determined by the teachers and the student, time contrast costs and administrative details, and to some extent by what occurs before and after the test. To determine whether a test is practical for your needs, you may want to use the checklist. Di sini adalah bentuk pengaplikasian tes dari practicality ini. Itu apabila memenuhi syarat bisa langsung di checklist seperti itu. Kemudian selanjutnya reliability. Di sini a reliability test is consistent and dependable is if you give the same test to the same student or match students on 2 different occasions. The test should yield similar result. The issue of reliability of a test may best be addressed by considering a number of factors that might contribute to the unreliability of a test. Pernyataan di atas menjelaskan bahwa jika penguji atau guru memberikan tes yang sama kepada siswa, tetapi penguji atau guru mendapatkan hasil tes yang ada kendala yang serupa, yaitu faktor-faktornya adalah student-related reliability. Di sini, the most common learner-related issue in reliability is caused by temporary illness, fatigue, a bad day, anxiety, and other physical or psychological. Di sini terkait siswanya kendalanya adalah disebabkan oleh penyakit sementara, kelelahan, atau mendapatkan hari-hari yang buruk, kemudian kecemasan dan faktor fisik dan atau psikologi yang dapat membuat skor menyimpang dari skor sebenarnya. Kemudian selanjutnya rater reliability. Di sini ada inter-rater reliability and intra-rater reliability. Inter-rater reliability ini tes yang sama kemungkinan karena kurangnya perhatian pada kriteria penilaian, kurangnya pengalaman, atau kurangnya perhatian dari faktor lingkungan sekitar. Kemudian intra penilaian adalah itu kejadian umum bagi guru, jelas karena kriteria penilaian yang tidak jelas karena ada siswa yang baik atau buruk, kemudian ada hal kecerobohan lainnya. Kemudian test administration reliability. The condition of the test is influenced by environmental factors and it very disrupt and the test implementation. Di sini kendala administrasi dipengaruhi oleh faktor lingkungan yang saat mengganggu pelaksanaan ujian. Kemudian selanjutnya test reliability. Sometimes the nature of the test itself can cause measurement errors. If a test is too long, test taker may become fatigued by the time they read the later items and hastily respond incorrectly. Di sini pelaksanaan tes yang terlalu lama menyebabkan peserta tes kelelahan dan akan menjawab pertanyaan dengan terburu-buru. Karena wasting time, menghabiskan banyak waktu dengan durasi yang lama.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Fatima and I will explain about validity. By far the most complex criterion of an effective test and arguably the most important principle is validity, the extent to which inferences made from assessment results are appropriate, meaningful, and useful in the term of the purpose of the assessment. Jadi validity itu ketepatan atau kevalitan dari hasil sebuah penilaian. Sebagai contoh, untuk mengukur kemampuan menulis siswa, guru dapat meminta siswa untuk menulis sebanyak mungkin kata yang mereka dapat dalam waktu 15 menit. Kemudian, cukup hitung kata-kata untuk mendapatkan nilai akhir dari tes tersebut. Yang perlu diingat adalah tidak ada keabsahan yang final dan mutlak dalam sebuah tes, tetapi beberapa jenis bukti yang berbeda mungkin dapat diajukan untuk mendukung hasil tes tersebut. Bukti atau for the evidence, these 5 types of evidence below. The first is content-related evidence. If a test actually samples the subject matters about which conclusions are to be drawn, and if it requires the test taker to perform the behavior that is being measured, it can claim content-related evidence of validity, often popularly referred to as content validity. Jadi, content validity atau content-related evidence itu berkaitan dengan kemampuan suatu instrumen mengukur isi atau konsep apakah suatu tes tersebut mewakili semua aspek konstruksi. For example, guru matematika membuat tes aljabar akhir semester untuk kelasnya. Tes tersebut harus mencakup setiap bentuk aljabar yang diajarkan di kelas. Jika ada beberapa jenis aljabar ditinggalkan, maka hasilnya tidak akan seakurat pemahaman siswa tentang subjek tersebut. Cara lain untuk memahami isi keabsahan adalah mempertimbangkan perbedaan antara direct testing and indirect test. Direct testing involves the test taker in actually performing the target task. In an indirect test, learners are not performing the task itself, but rather a task that is related in some way. The next is criterion-related evidence. Criterion-related evidence usually falls into one of two categories, concern and predictive validity. A test has concern validity if its results are supported by other concurrent performance beyond the assessment itself. For example, the validity of a high score on the final exam of a foreign language course will be sustained by actual proficiency in the language. The predictive validity of an assessment becomes important in the case of placement tests, admissions, assessment, batteries, language aptitude tests, and the like. Jadi, criterion-related evidence itu suatu cara untuk mengukur validitas atau efektivitas metode evaluasi tertentu dengan membandingkan skor dalam satu tes dengan tes yang lainnya. And then, construct-related evidence. Construct validity is a major issue in validating large-scale standard tests of proficiency, because such tests must, for economic reasons, adhere to the principle of practically, and because they must sample a limited number of domains of language. They may not be able to contain all the content of a particular field or skill. Jadi, construct-related evidence itu mengevaluasi apakah alat ukur itu benar-benar mewakili hal yang ingin kita ukur. Ini penting untuk menetapkan validitas keseluruhan suatu metode. Contohnya, tidak ada entitas objektif atau alat yang dapat mengukur tingkat depresi seseorang. Namun, berdasarkan penelitian dan teori psikologi yang ada, kita dapat mengukur tingkat depresi berdasarkan kumpulan gejala dan indikator, seperti kepercayaan diri yang rendah pada seseorang atau tingkat energi yang rendah. For the next materi, we'll explain by my partner. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Itarima. I will explain about the consequential validity. Consequential validity encompasses all the consequences of a test, including such a consideration as its accuracy in measuring intended criteria, its impact on the preparation of test taker, its effect on the learner, and the intended and unintended social consequence of a test in interpretation and use. Consequential validity refers to the positive or negative social consequence of particular tests. For example, the consequential validity or standard tests include many positive attributes, including improved student learning and motivation and ensuring that all students have access to equal classroom content. And then phase validity. An important phase of consequential validity is the extent to which students view the achievement as very relevant and useful for improving learning. Phase validity is the extent to which a test is subjectively viewed as conferring the concept it supports the measure. It refers to the transparency or relevance of a test as appear to test participant. And then authenticity. Authenticity is a concept that is a little slippery to define, especially within the art and science of evaluating and design tests. In tests, authenticity may be present in the following ways. In the first is the language in the test is as natural as possible. Item and contextualized rather than isolated. And the third is topics are meaningful for the learner. And the fourth is some thematic organization to item is provided, such as short a storyline or episode. And then the last is tasks represent or closely approximate real the world tasks. And then WASPIC. A phase of consequential validity discussed above if the effect of testing or teaching and learning, otherwise known among language testing specialists as WASPIC. In large-scale assessment, WASPIC generally refer to the effect and the have test on interaction in terms of how students prepare for the test. And then for positive of WASPIC refer to the expect test effect. For example, a text may encourage students to study more or many promote a connection between standard and instruction. And then the negative WASPIC refer to unexpected harmful consequence of a test. For example, instruction may focus on heavily on test preparation at the expense of other activity. Thank you for your attention.